The Vivo Y55s is the follow-up to the Y55L, which launched last year. This new model is priced at around the same level as the outgoing one, and its main highlight seems to be the fact that it has 3 GB of RAM, as made clear by the prominent gold lettering on the box. The Y55s has a simple candybar design with 2.5D curved edge glass on the front, and a soft gold finish for the back. It's slim at 7.5 mm in thickness, and light at just 147.9 grams. Its relatively small size also makes it easy to grip, and all buttons are well within reach. There's a dedicated microSD card slot on the top near the headphones socket, and the phone also supports dual SIM functionality. The back of the phone looks like metal, but it's actually plastic. The 5.2-inch HD display has a sufficiently high pixel density so jaggedness around icons and text isn't very visible. The Y55s comes with a screen protector already affixed, which is good since this phone doesn't have reinforced glass. The capacitive navigation buttons at the bottom aren't backlit, and there's no notification LED either, but you can use the rear LED flash to alert you to incoming calls, messages and reminders when the screen is off. Another missing feature is a fingerprint sensor, which is quite disappointing considering the competition this phone is up against. Under the hood, we have a quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 SoC running at 1.4 GHz, which is a bit of an odd choice considering that the Y55L had an octa-core Snapdragon 430. There's 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage, which can be expanded by up to 256 GB using the dedicated microSD slot. You also get Bluetooth 4.2, Wi-Fi, 4G with Volt, USB OTG, FM radio, and GPS. In addition to the standard set of sensors, you also get a virtual gyroscope. On the software front, we're not surprised to see the Y55 still rocking Android Marshmallow as the base for its custom FunTouch OS 3.0. General UI performance is good, and we didn't face any major stutter or lags during everyday usage. The phone even handles multitasking fairly well. However, the entry-level SoC isn't the best choice for heavier apps and games. We got an Antutu score of just 35,787, and only 14 FPS in GFX Bench's T-Rex test. You can install and play 3D games, but heavier ones will have to run with the settings turned down. 16 GB of storage isn't much either, and it will fill up pretty fast if you download lots of music and videos. The Y55s handled 1080p and even our high bitrate video test files just fine. The volume and clarity of the loudspeaker aren't very good, and sound quality is only sufficient for alerts. The rear camera has a 13-megapixel sensor and an f2.2 aperture. It manages decent landscapes and macros in daylight, although finer details look a bit fuzzy when you zoom in, and the edges around close-up subjects lack sharpness. Colors also appear a bit muted, unless you force HDR, which makes things a bit better. Autofocus is fairly quick despite the lack of PDAF. Low-light shots aren't as noisy as we expected as long as you use night mode, which increases the shutter speed a bit to capture more light. There's a 5-megapixel camera in the front with the same f2.2 aperture, which captures decently detailed selfies under good lighting. However, the screen flash is slightly weak when it comes to evenly illuminating your face. Video recording maxes out at 1080p for the rear camera, and its quality is strictly average. We were pleasantly surprised by the amount of runtime we could squeeze out of the 2730 mAh battery. In our HD video loop test, we got 12 hours and 12 minutes of continuous playback, which is not bad. The Vivo Y55s makes for a decent entry-level smartphone, but simply isn't strong enough to hold its own against its current competition. The Redmi Note 4, Moto G4 Plus and Honor 6X are much better options that will serve you a lot better. The Y55s has some good qualities like a comfortable form factor, good battery life, dedicated microSD card slot and 4G with Volt support, but it needs a more powerful SoC, a higher resolution display, a fingerprint sensor and better cameras. Had this phone been priced at around 7,000 rupees, it would have been well worth considering, but at 12,490 rupees, there are much better options to consider.